Thanks for staying with us for the conversation to expand a little bit more on The Shack, which opens in early March. We're really excited about it. For folks who are interested in the scriptural connections, I was really impressed by how it was so Job-like, from the Old Testament, how your character, Mac, experienced so much loss, and the family experienced so much loss. Job, of course, never lost faith, and his friends were at him.
Yeah.
Your friend was encouraging you to keep opening up, be open to the forgiveness. And his wife, Anne, certainly, encouraged him to open up to the family. What's it like to have those, for the character, those supports, those advocates for yourself?
It's when you can see them, that's when it all happens. It's we can get so blinded that we don't see how fallible we are. And I think that by taking those off and realizing that everybody's around us is there for us and to help us, that's the hard part. It's a weird thing when my kid gets into a tantrum. He can't see the world and everything is amplified. And you just have to calm him down and say, hey, it's okay, you just banged your head.
Yeah.
It's not the end of
Get
the
over
world.
it, yeah.
Well, I can put that in my own life. I get amplified as well over the smallest things.
Sure.
And I end up, my tantrums may not be as chaotic, but they're still tantrums. And I think if we kind of sometimes take those blinkers off and realize that we can connect without this, we can connect, people are there right in front of us, it's a lot easier then.
Yeah. I agree, particularly with children, everything to them is being abandoned, but we hold that in our hearts all the time.
Yeah.
I felt, such empathy for the child's character, for Mac, where the mom was watching as the dad beat, the young boy. And clearly that's an abandonment, but it was a desperate situation.
And not knowing how to intervene. It's as we feel lost or we feel helpless.
Right.
That's the other thing when you leave your kid, like I left my kid today to come here and he's bawling his eyes out and he feels helpless. He doesn't know how to control his emotions and control the situation.
Sure.
But over time, I think, and even in the movie with that woman, she feels helpless. How do I step in? How do I help? But it's simple. It's easier than you think. It's that letting go, that one step, that reaching out, the simplicity is always the hardest thing. The first step is always the hardest.
Oh, definitely. The deepest and the most exposure of your vulnerability.
If that woman had just said to her husband, hey, stop beating your son, we fear the repercussions. But if you just look at what you're doing, you might have more of an impact.
Certainly. I think, too, as an adult then, like, say, you said leaving your son this morning, as an adult, oh, he'll be back in 3 hours. But as a child,
no concept.
You don't know that.
He has no concept of time. He has no concept of what his dad's doing.
Right, right.
He's only trying to figure out where's the man that runs around like a monkey going.
Right,
that's what he's thinking. Where's my plaything going? Yeah.
Your advocacy for both your wife in the film and your friend Willie, and then certainly how they let you know of God's abiding presence. But then that question that you asked to Papa of where were you through all of this is something we all ask.
Yeah.
So how did you think that was expressed in the film and through your character?
Well, those type of beats, you're trying to be as honest as you can. And I think in a scene with Octavia, she, if you just open with an actress, she gives you everything. I think she really emotionally opens up and says, I've always been there, and I always will be there. And then the question's then, well, why didn't you step in and help? And that's the journey that we're on. But I looked at it this way. So I was talking to someone the other day, and I said that when my son's upset, I can hug him. I can't necessarily give him the answers, but I'm there. And that's where God is. When we pray, God may not think that He's talking to us, or may not be there. But that feeling we get is that feeling of the hug. Certainly. He is there, and we just have to be open to it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time and your generosity with your thoughts. I would encourage everyone to see the movie. I thought it was just really fantastic, and I loved how people connected with it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.